So today I'm going to be working on my Imperial Knights from Adeptus Titanicus. So I've started putting one sprue of them together. I am going to do a separate video for building the Knights, but now I'm looking at the bases. So with Titanicus, basing seems something that you want to spend a bit of time on. So I've got hold of some of these, which I've had since Epic 40k came out in the mid-90s. So these were attached to the bases that you put the models on. So you've got your bases to put the 6mm models on, but you'd also got, with every set of bases, a little set of walls. So these you can break apart like this, and then suddenly you've got a wall to put on your base. I've got some small rocks. With some of these, the smaller the better. So I'll select some of the smaller ones, which make good rubble for you to scatter around. And suddenly you've got a fair bit more on the base. I've also got some spare single plates from the roof sections from the buildings. You do end up with a bunch of these unless you do very, very wide buildings. So what I'm going to do is start breaking these apart using a pair of clippers. And do so in such a way that I get roof sections that I can add to the bases. So each roof section will give you enough to do 3 bases easily. So let's select them with some thought. So suddenly, again, you've got multi-layers. What I'm thinking of also doing is cleaning up some of these spare connectors, because again, I think you probably actually need to use the clippers for this because it's so thick. But don't clip all the way through. Or maybe don't clip all the way through. Tear it so that you've got torn sections. You can also then shave down this back piece like so, and I would very much recommend being careful about doing this, because what you want to do is have something that gives you a reasonably flat surface, so you can then have these pieces sat there like so. So you end up with some nice 3-dimensional bases. So I've got a knight figure here, so I can check and see that, yeah, I can easily pop my knight figure onto there, and I can still, depending on where I put them, have the majority of the figure over the base, which provides additional protection for the figure. So the next step to do is to go back, get some super glue, and start sticking all this stuff down. So once the super glue for this is dry, I'll be able to go back, add a little filler, add a little basting sand, and then it'll be done. So basically a part of that is to blend the edges of these little ruined sections in, because otherwise they can be too clean a break. And you don't want them to be too clean a break. So as you can see, not an enormous amount of work done, but suddenly I've got some night scale scenic vases ready to be sprayed and painted up. So that's how simple this is. If you can't get these little black ruins, there will be other things available. So have a good look, see what you can find, but do put some effort into the night bases. Adeptus Titanicus is a skirmish game where you'll have at most a dozen models aside. So you want a situation where every model shines. So I'll be back with a separate video for assembling the knights, and I'll be back able to show off how to paint the bases and how to paint the knights. So I'll see you guys soon. If you've liked this video, hit like or subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, chat below. Otherwise, good gaming.